So this comes with Windows 10 Home. What the? Come on, let's get rid of that Windows Home. Let's get some Windows Pro. Copy and paste my code from the description. You can also get Office 2019. Just paste my code. Woof, it's Windows Pro time. Righto, tell you there, champs. Now let's have a look at the XPS 15 with the latest BIOS. The XPS 15 7590 with i7 9750H, 16 gigs RAM, stock SSD as well, and also has the GTX 1650. Now with those sort of specs, you'd expect some good gaming performance, and yes, this does have good gaming performance. It's not a gaming laptop. It's not going to have the thermals of the gaming laptop. It's not going to have the performance of a gaming laptop, but it games like a champ. And now this is the latest BIOS, so has it actually improved things? Because there were issues at the start. I thought, it's more mature now. Let's see if they fix the problems. And by the way, the problems I said I had with this were the sort of gaming issue where it would go down to 300 megahertz and switch to the iGPU or whatever the issue was. That's fixed. The audio issues, fixed. I've done a video with that, so DPC latency, no problems. It's even able to get down to an IO buffer size of 32 with my audio interface. Now that is amazing. The other thing is the sleep. Well, I'm actually testing that at the moment now, so we'll see if the sleep is fixed. But pretty much, as I said, I was confident that everything would be fixed, and pretty much it is. So let's get into the gaming. This is the latest BIOS, and where I said in my first initial gaming video, this is a 60 frames per second medium to high settings 1080p gamer. Woof. Let's move that to a 1080p high settings gamer. All the games I just tested, pretty much the same games I tested before, all doing 60 FPS at high settings, even Battlefield. Now, one thing to note is I did undervolt it by -100, which I'm doing with every single laptop now because manufacturers are undervolting laptops out of the box. So if it's not undervolted, it's going to get hotter. Performance won't be the same. But when I was playing games, pretty much all the games at that -100 millivolt was keeping the CPU at 4 gigahertz the whole time. Even Battlefield was keeping up at around 4 gigahertz a lot of the time when I had that -100 millivolt. And if I went to 150, it was actually quite amazing. 4 gigahertz playing Battlefield. So that's the ultimate torture test, Battlefield. And the extended gameplay at the end, I recommend you look at it because a lot of people are saying this and that. Oh, don't buy the XPS 15 because the thermals, wait until they fix the thermals, I can't recommend it. But then this same person is recommending the X1 Extreme, which has worse thermals than the XPS 15. I'm not saying there's a big difference between the two, but certainly they're not better than the XPS 15. So why he would recommend that laptop and say don't buy the XPS 15 because the thermals? Well, that's where I've always prided myself on full transparencies. Like even before I had my capture card, I used to always film the screen. People, why are you filming the screen? I want to show you what's going on. Anyone can make up anything and you'll always get caught out on a lie. So if I just show you on screen what is happening, there's no debate. That's what's happening. So if you want to know my recommended settings with undervolting in throttle stop or Intel XTU, if you're going to be playing Battlefield, if you got that -100 millivolts, I recommend you limit the wattage to 40 watts. That will stop it trying to boost up and just go nuts and then thermal throttle. If you can get to -150 millivolt, which some XPSs obviously will be able to do, you don't have to worry about limiting the wattage. With all other games, you don't have to worry about limiting the wattage at all if you got that -100 millivolt. Even stock, I was getting good gaming performance with this. As I said, it's not a gaming laptop. It's not going to have the thermals of the gaming laptop. It doesn't deafen me like a gaming laptop, so that's what I like about it. I mean, it's loud. Like all these performance laptops are loud, but I mean, compared to a gaming laptop, it's bliss. So look at the benchmarks now. You can see there, 60 FPS, high settings, clean sweep here with the latest BIOS. And that's what I love about this thing, and this is why I like it, because for me, I like it better than the other gaming thinner lights because I can get my gaming done by 60 FPS, high settings, 1080p. So I'm covered for gaming. I don't need any more than that. I know if you're a hardcore gamer, you will. But all the other benefits I get, beautiful, thin, light, premium package. It looks beautiful. I mean, how beautiful is it? Great battery life, class leading display and display options for that matter. And I am happy that I stuck with 4K LED touch one. Even though the OLED's awesome, I do like how beautiful and bright this one is. So anyway, I'm not crapping. You can watch my full Battlefield here. You'll see me going through stock, undervolted, everything. You'll see the temperatures up there. Check them out. Not a gaming laptop, but it can game well, and I'm happy with the performance with it. So catch you in the next one, guys. Tally ho. Alright, so a lot of people ask me, does undervolting, this is 1080p high by the way, does undervolting, is it harmful for your computer? No, undervolting is actually good for your computer. The only downside to undervolting is that your system can become unstable because, you know, it might not have enough voltage to keep the CPU up. Your CPU likes less voltage, less heat, less stress on the system. And you can see I'm getting 60 FPS, and look at that CPU clock, 4 gigahertz, okay? 70 FPS now. This is 1080 high. So this thing can friggin' game, and watch that clock. It is the undervolt that I mentioned before. I haven't locked the what's it called, the wattage. I haven't locked the wattage, so you can see it goes up to 50. See, that's why you want to lock the wattage down to about 40 watts or 45 if you're playing Battlefield and you can only get a minus 100 millivolt undervolt. Maybe you want to do that, limit it to about 40, 45. You still get nearly 4 gigahertz anyway, but with this minus 150 millivolt, which I have here, you can see over 60 FPS, high settings. And look at that clock, 4 gigahertz, 4 gigahertz. And people are complaining about the thermals on this. I mean, yeah, all right, I have to get an undervolt to get there. Now, I will put it back at stock in a sec, don't kill me. But, you know, the Razer has an undervolt of minus 100 millivolts. And that can't maintain 4 gigahertz in Battlefield. That goes to about 3.7, 3.6, something like that. Every now and then it will go down. It will. But, oh, hello, you little German. Oh, help me. I cannot play with a controller. Please forgive me. Yeah, and still 4 gigahertz. Still going 4 gigahertz. I'll put it back to stock in a minute, and I'll put it back to minus 100. Just so you can see, you know. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff going on. Get me up the top, baby. And still, over to 60 FPS. I'll actually put the 1% lows up. So that should be showing the 1% lows now. And, yeah. I mean, it's only 80 degrees too. 80 hits 90. I would expect it to hit 100 every now and then in Battlefield. But you can imagine if you're not playing Battlefield, if you're playing something else, it'll maintain 4 gigahertz the whole time, no problem whatsoever. So I'm a bit puzzled on why people are carry on about, you know, the thermals. All right, it's not going to compete with a gaming laptop. It isn't a gaming laptop. Oh, look at that recoil. Jesus. That was mad recoil. We had a bit of a frame dip there as well. But yeah, all right, let's go see stock. What happens stock? We can see it's going to stay at that 4 gigahertz. So I'll just get back into the game quickly. And this is why I like to capture stuff. So you can see, right? A lot of people say, oh, don't buy the XPS 15 because it's thermally so bad. 4 gigahertz on Battlefield, what? On a thin light is bad? At what, 80 degrees? Come on. Get serious, will you? Obviously, a lot of people with chromosomes missing out there. Let's put it on stock, and you'll see the clock will reduce when it's on stock. So I'm just going to alt-tab out of this. Oh, died anyway. Forgive the Elgato. That's how it happens here with the Elgato, unfortunately. Let's get in there. Should I try minus 100 first? Or we'll quickly try minus 100. See, it's not limited there, 56 watts, so I haven't touched the wattage. Let's go, oh no, yeah, go minus 100 first, and then we'll put it back completely to stock. Okay, oh, minus 95, we'll go to minus 100, apply that. Let's get straight back into the game. And then Mr. Elgato, maybe if I try another capture card, what do you reckon? I don't know why it does that. It's just a weird thing, it does. All right, so now we're at minus 100 millivolts. Same again, still getting over 60 FPS. Temperature should be higher. I mean, there's more voltage. You can see if it's going up to 56 there. The temperature should get higher. It's not that loud. I've got to tell you, the fans aren't going flat stick either. So I think there can be some improvement in thermals if they just let the fans go flat stick. Like, can you hear the fans? Not that bad. I mean, they are there. And they're not exactly quiet. They are still loud, but not gaming laptop loud. I mean, this is like some gaming laptops in silent mode. So, yeah, amazing performance. All right, let's get the 1% lows up quickly. And still, good 1% lows still. Still over 60 FPS, so, and it doesn't look like that clock's going to reduce anymore. Still going to stay at 4 gigahertz, which is really good, isn't it? Come on. It's not a gaming laptop, and it's still doing your 4 gigahertz. Let's put it to stock, see if we can crush it down a little bit there. And we'll crush the system anyway. Let's see. Come on, I'll get you. Let's put you to stock. So the stock, you just go to profiles, you just go to default, show values, and you apply those. And we'll see here. Let's have a look. See, what would you reckon the Razer would get? See, Razer has minus 100 millivolt undervolt. So this is all stock now. Yep, all good. Now, with that minus 100 millivolts, oh, here we go. Sometimes, see, it goes through the speakers and comes back. Sometimes with a minus 100 millivolts, when you play Battlefield on the Razer, and yes, it does have more powerful graphics cards, so, the graphics card does get hotter, but it is thicker. It's much thicker and it's heavier too. So still getting my 60 FPS. Put up the 1% lows again. And the temp, there you go, 3.7, 3.8. Okay, so now it's hitting into the 90s. It's going into the hundreds now. It should hit 100. But I could, even at stock, I could probably just limit the wattage to about 40, 45 if I really wanted to. I mean, best to undervolt it. Undervolt it by that minus 100. It'll be super stable at that, and then you don't have to worry. It's going to be pretty much doing that 4 gigahertz. It's still doing 3.7. So the Razer with a minus 100 millivolt undervolt, okay, the Razer, it's a gaming laptop, thicker. It's made for gaming, and that maintains about 3.7, 3.5, sometimes 3.4, but let's just say 3.5 to 3.7. And that's with the undervolt. This is completely 100% stock now. Okay, 100% stock and still getting 3.7. Now the fans aren't flat stick. So there can be improvements in the cooling. I actually might see if I can get a fan control for this or something, because if I put the fans flat stick, I wouldn't be surprised if we could maintain nearly 4 gigahertz in Battlefield with this XPS 15 stock. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this for gaming. It's good for gaming. This is Battlefield, 1080p high. What more do you really want? I mean, yeah, it gets into the 90s now when it's not undervolted. But, what do you expect in a thin light package? It's perfectly fine for gaming. I actually really enjoy the gaming on this. I'm not getting deafened. It's very playable. Still get me 60 FPS. And it's at stock. And we had a little dip there, actually. What was that? That probably hit 100 degrees there. Yeah. So that little dip there, that could probably be avoided if it had the fans going flat stick. And you could see that dip. It showed it on the frame times. You could actually see that dip. So you're not going to get that if you undervolt. And when it hits 100 degrees, you will get that little dip there. But that's because it's letting it go up to 56. Yeah, you can see 56 watts. It's letting it go there. It doesn't. Really, it should be limited to 45 watts when you game. Like, why is it trying to push 56 watts in this sort of package? It's a bit over ambitious, but still, if you like the clocks up at 3.8, I'll be happy if they were at 3.5 and then it wouldn't, throttle down that little bit there. You undervolt it, it's never going to throttle like this. and maybe you could actually control it with the fans if you could add the fans for that stick. Because listen, is that loud? Like, seriously. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little bit of gameplay. You can see there nothing's harder on the system than Battlefield. So you know, if you're playing another game, this isn't going to be an issue at all. It's even stock. So where are you? What's he? What the hell was he doing? Oh god, that's funny. I killed someone with a controller. That's a win. Woo! Catch you in the next one. Tally ho.